All right, I'm playing with resin some more. We have... I need to try and make the purple for those lips that I have an order for. I've tried a couple times. I've not succeeded. So I need to try to mix that. I'm going to try this like galaxy thing that I saw on a video where they use cotton balls. So those are the two things I'm doing right now. So I've got cats now that are for clear resin, cats that are for mica, and cats that are for EcoPore, which is what I'm doing also today because I can't stop doing things. Apparently I also can't get this out. Yay, there's enough in there. Let me go get part B. There's so much editing involved in these videos because once I start, you know, touching resin, I can't pause my thing. Oops, sorry guys. Glad I didn't knock that into the resin because that could have happened, I suppose. I need more of these stir sticks. They're my favorites. Okay, that is over there doing its thing. I cannot find, I have this big cup that I'd set aside to do the EcoPore stuff. Where's the EcoPore stuff so I can show you? So the one I got, which is on crazy sale right now on Amazon, at least in the UK, is ResinCrete. And if you're afraid to try resin, but you want to try making things with molds, this stuff is just, it's a powder, and it's pretty darn safe. You just mix the powder with water. There's no fumes, no nothing. So I've been watching a lot of videos on that, and I want to try it. Yeah, okay, so that is having the bubbles removed. I need to mix some black. All right, so black. And we will do a 100. 130. That's not much. Okay, we're gonna do 200. We're gonna do 300. All right, I need to wipe. I hate doing things by weight because they keep, like, the scale keeps changing what it says. It said 260, then it went back to 255. I don't understand why. All right, I'm going to recommend if you use polyester resin, definitely wipe off the cap area before you put the cap back on, because otherwise with part B, you'll open it and a bunch of like flaky stuff will come off. And you have to try not to get that into your resin mix. But there's such a, it cures so fast that you kind of panic and don't do it. That's what you do. Nothing to do with me. I need this scale. Yeah, the black is interesting because when you, after you pour it and you see what's left kind of in your mold, this is so floppy, this spoon. Can you see that? It's bending. This was sold to me as a resin spoon. Yeah, when you pour it out, you see the bits that didn't get mixed in the kind of edges because it's still there on the inside. And so I cut this out of the last video I did, but basically I just keep stirring the black until it starts to get a little bit warm. Once I feel the temperature start to change, that's when I can pour. So let's get that in screen. So if I have any leftover of this, I'm going to stick it in that on this side because I'd like this side to stay a bit transparent. And so then I'll put whatever's left of the epoxy maybe in there. It's all fluid. All right, this is starting to get warm. Trying not to over pour this. So I'm doing the blue chrome because I have orders for blue chrome cats, and I put the oil slick looking one in here to see what it looks like when it's smooth and doesn't have kind of a texture. Where is my toothpick? Okay, so this is the one with the ears. All right, I can pour a little bit more in if it hasn't cured already out from under me. Okay, I gotta pop bubbles. Quickly, quickly. Yeah, so this is kind of old resin, so it's not really, the bubbles aren't going. But because I'm doing a galaxy, I'm not too upset about that. Bubbles might just look all right. And for this, I'm just trying to get the color to be correct. Oh, I'm covered in... My other advice, if you're doing resin, is to have wipes out and ready. Like 2 or 3 of them, because you'll go through them. These are just water. All right, I'm just gonna... All right, we'll do this one. So I'm just putting cotton in here. This is what I saw the other lady do. She actually, I think, put the alcohol ink in first. So maybe I should have done that. Let's get an alcohol ink. I'll just leave that lid off. I'm just putting in colors that will look good together. Pouring more resin on. Putting more glitters in. I mean, who knows what this is going to come out with. I just felt like trying it with this old resin I had. So that's what we're doing. Sticking to my thing. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I need to poke that down in. All right. It'll be weird, that's for sure, whatever happens. Just a little bit more. All right, well, maybe we'll do the color mixing experiment. I need to change gloves. All right, so we need red. Yeah, there are so many bubbles in this resin. And blue. 2 dots of blue, 1 scoop of red. Let's see what we get. Because the red is opaque. Well, the red is supposed to be opaque. All right, let's get this big guy out. Set him down. I think I need to add some more red. More blue, definitely. Let's see what color that makes. Yeah, I tried adding black, and it just made it kind of go gray. What I need to find is my blue paste. That's still not. Purple. So we've got kind of a wine color. All right, I think this color mix is not going to work. Because if I put too much of that pigment in, it's just going to not cure. So let's do... I'm just going to dump it on here. Because I want to finish this. I want to get this mold out so I can use that for the eco pour. All right. Apparently that was not enough. Let me see if I could scrape some more out of here. All right. Okay, so that's what's happening for now. I'll come back when I find my jug that I was going to mix the EcoPore in. I'll put these over on the heater. Hello. So my gummy bears mold arrived, and I've put all the powders in. They've all got numbers. There's a database with the numbers in, and then basically before I pop them out, I'm going to put a number that I do with my Dymo tape on the back and just kind of UV resin that sealed so that the numbers will always be there and these will always be my samples. Yeah. So once this is done, I will clean up this mold, and I think these two will be toast, of course, because they're the chrome powder, but the rest of the stuff should probably clean up really nicely, and then I'll do all my transparent pigments, and then I'll have samples of everything. I hope. Yeah, so that is my plan with this. I cannot find, I have this this kind of tub that I had put aside to do the ResinCrete, and I cannot find where I put it. So I was at the hospital today and I stole some cups from the water container, and I'll just try it in this, and I'll do that in this video a little bit later, because I think this might be my last resin video for a while, because I can't think of any other experiments I'll be doing. So there's the gummies. They're getting ready, and I'll kind of maybe include a picture of the completed at least the completed mica samples. So I could finally demold this. This is an overpour. So overpour tray. I've got 1, 2, 3 bubbles. 4. I really need to remember when I'm pouring this. It's just usually when I'm pouring this, I'm just kind of panicking because I'm at the end and I've got to get rid of it, and I pour it in. But what I'm supposed to do is take something and run it along and make sure that the resin is hitting everywhere and there aren't any bubbles, so that I don't get this BS. But it's a tray for me. It kind of goes with my thing that holds my... I've got kind of a pink theme going on here. So this is the thing, see, that holds my some samples and pilot parallels. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just figure out a solution for these little bubble things. Maybe I'll watch some, look up some videos, see if there's something that can be done. But anyways, that's that one. And oh crap, I forgot to turn off the heating pad again. All right, here's my experiment with the cotton ball. It looks like it floated up to the top, so I'll have to sand that flat. Glitter, glitter everywhere. This looks really cool. All right, here's the Cottonball Galaxy cat. Oh, I love this. More Cottonball Galaxy cats are going to be made. Glitter, glitter and mica powder freaking everywhere. All right, so these are the mica cats. Here's a chrome one, the blue chrome. I gotta find that pigment. Here's the blue mica, so you can see the difference between the two. This is just so much more of a mirror finish than this one. And we've got this. This is the oil slick one. Check it out. It does look a lot cooler on a smooth surface. Gosh dang it. I think I missed some spots around the feet. doing the powder. Oh, well, it is what it is. Yeah, it's weird because it kind of looks like it's not on very well right there, but it's when I turn it. Weird. Anyways, that's all those things that I made. And I will do my samples, and I'll do some ResinCrete later. Bye for now. Okay, things are going great today. Look at this. So basically this happened because I realized I forgot to put on my gloves. And so I was kind of freaking out and I was just overpouring everywhere. Anyways, let's just pretend we don't see that. I'm going to try this ResinCrete. So it's basically 100 grams of powder, 30 grams of water. And I pre-measured those because after this clumsiness, I was like, what the heck? I don't trust myself to do this on camera. And yeah. So I put my water away. So basically, I was thinking if there's enough, because I have no idea how much this is going to mix into. If there's enough, I might do 2 cats. I don't know if you guys remember, like way back before that pin show that I was selling cats at. Please ignore the eczema all over my fingers. I was trying to do marbled cats and I couldn't, but I've seen like marbled things done with ResinCrete, hence the whole ResinCrete rabbit hole I am currently going down. So basically you mix the 30 grams of water, it's all by weight, into the 100 grams of powder. I'm going to move this back a little bit. I've got a lot of sanding in my future. Not pleased. So I'll do that. Let me just make sure these are open. Because I'm kind of wimpy and I struggle to open lids sometimes, but I got them. Okay. So basically with this ResinCrete, you have to either use ResinCrete pigment. I think you can use alcohol inks. And you can use acrylic paint. But if you use acrylic paint, you have to add a little bit more water because it soaks up the powder or something. This is all what I've heard from the videos I've watched. So I'm just going to like add a little bit of water, start mixing it, just keep adding water. You can over add water and it makes it a little bit runnier, but then it has like a longer curing time, which, you know, I'm not fussed about that. I'm just pouring all the water in. I have no patience. All right. I'm a little bit worried I'm going to knock the camera or something while mixing this crap. And hopefully these doctor's office cups will hold up to this. You know, I'm going to move this to another tray because I have to tap the tray. So I guess with like Jesmonite and ResinCrete type of stuff, all the eco pores, you have to kind of tap it to get the bubbles. All right, I think this is good. I'm going to pour it, half of it. I don't know. Do I have enough for 2 cats? I don't know that I do. Oh. Okay. So You put the pigment in. Am I on camera? Yes. Okay, I'm just going to put 2. See what that does. And just swirl it a little. All right. I don't know what this is going to turn out like. All right, let's do the black. We'll do 3 in the black. Well, no, 2. Oh, I guess we will do 3 because I put 3 drops in. We'll do the other side. All right, should we mix them? See what happens? I'm not going to stir this at all. I'm just going to see what this comes out looking like. That is going to fall over, isn't that? Okay. Can you see? I kind of over poured it. I'm just going to use this to scrape off the top of the mold for where I went past. And now I need to try to remember whether I have to wash out my mold immediately or whether I can get it out later. I think I have to clean it out immediately. You would think that I would have looked this up beforehand. All right. I've made such a huge mess. Can I lift this mold without messing everything up? You know what? I'm not gonna lift this mold. It's just gonna stay on here because this is kind of a 30-minute demold. So I will, yeah. I'm gonna leave it for an hour. Actually, is there room? No, it's just gonna overdo it again. All right, I'm gonna leave it for an hour. And then I'll come back and I guess I'll take out all of these guys because they should all be ready. All right, let's wrap this video up. So let me see if I can grab this with one arm. With this one, I can't really demold these unless I'm ready to kind of sand them because they all are supposed to be numbered. So, oh, you know what? That's breaking off really easily. Okay. Oh, there's holes everywhere. This was a disaster. Okay, I'm going to stick him back in so I can remember who he is. Yeah, this project, I don't know, man. Okay, let's see if I can. Yeah, see the like holes in the, those are all bubbles. I need to do this in really, really tiny batches so I can get those bubbles out. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter for what I'm using these for, in a way. It's like these are all just supposed to be pigment samples to show people what pigments I have, but the perfectionist in me is gonna find this insane to deal with. All right, I'll stick that one back in. But yeah, so I made this. So basically 1 will go on that, and 2 will go on that, and 3 will go on that. But the fact that there's bubbles in like freaking every one of them in the same place, it's actually making me wonder if this is what it looks like. If this is what this mold looks like. Like, that can't... No. Because see, right there on every single one, can you see that? There's like holes. Oh, I don't know. But at least this stuff is peeling off. So I will do that later. But yeah, this mold is like... Those are definite holes right there. I don't know. This one will definitely need sanding because it's kind of stuck to that. They all have kind of really similar holes. This may not be the best thing to use. I think I'm not liking it. All right, I have to come up with a new plan for samples because this just looks awful. And okay, these are supposed to be gummy bears, but they look like cats. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this mold. But yeah, okay. I'm going to put this aside and not deal with it. Because that's what I do when things don't go my way. I put them aside and I don't deal with them. This could be the end of my doing any resin for a while. While I pout. Alright, let's take this ResinCrete out. It's so smooth, and it kind of feels cold. It's very interesting. It didn't exactly come out like I planned. Now, there is some wax. Concrete wax. Oh, I love this one. This one's great. They are so much heavier than the resin ones that I make. But yeah, let's pretend that's a pin. But yeah, I really like this one. This one came out really nice. Anyways, I'm just having fun playing with things. Spending my pen money on resin molds. Okay, this one's interesting. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be, but I like it. Okay, that's ResinCrete. My attempt at marbling. I don't think this one worked out very well, but maybe somebody who has a tabby or an orange marbled cat will be into it. That's it. That's it for this video. This might be it for resin for a little while. We'll see. I mean, I still have to do lips. This weekend, my husband and I are going to rip through my shed looking for that blue pigment so I can make that opaque purple. So I can finish the lips. And that's it. That's all I'm doing with this, I think, video-wise for now. Bye.